Just posting this everywhere. Getting the YouTube posts out right now. How's everybody doing in the chat? How's everybody doing in the chat? Getting everything set up. The chuffed page. Make sure that shit is pinned. Ooh. Ooh, give me like 2 seconds. I just gotta make sure this is all pinned. And then I'm gonna look at the chat. Pin that. Switch account. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you, Ramla. It's nice to see you, Mystique. I'm just pinning some stuff real quick. Making sure this is... Making sure this is pristine. Yo, what's up? It's been an exhausting few weeks, but this stream is giving me hope for real. Well, I'm happy that it's giving you hope. After I'm done pinning all this and shouting it out on the YouTube tab, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say too. Drag 5 images from your computer. Oh my god. It's been so much getting this together, but it's been so worth it. It's been so worth it. So worth it. Edit preview. Edit preview. Post. It's starting. Tune in. Okay, one more account. I just gotta post this on Blue Sky. I wish there was like a button where I could just post it on like all socials, like immediately. The fact I gotta do this one by one is wild. Tune in. Okay. One more on the Blue Sky. One more on the Blue Sky. One more on the Blue Sky. Okay, it's posted everywhere. Posted everywhere. Okay, chat? What's up, chat? What it do? What it do? The first person we're gonna have on is the organizer for all this. But make sure to send all your donations to the one in the pinned. I disabled my super chat, so y'all can't do that. YouTube takes a big cut of like posts, so we trying not to do that right now. We trying not to do that. We trying to get as much funneled into the chuffed page as possible. So yeah. So the start of the 24/7 stream though. Start of the 24/7 stream. Nice to see everybody out here. We got 30 viewers in the chat already. I can't wait. I can't wait to have everybody on, to talk to everyone. Is my sound okay? Is my sound okay?
I have a dream.
Y'all hear that all right?
I have a dream.
I have a
I
dream.
have a dream.
Nice to see everyone here. And there are incentives here too, like for every 1K, we're gonna do a spin the wheel. And the wheel got a bunch of cool things on it. The wheel got a let's switch to the wheel screen. Yeah, so the wheel got a chat poll, like 200 away from spinning the wheel. There's things where I gotta put on one shirt, maybe a chat poll. What I have to do, I'm gonna have to shave my eyebrow. The chat could make a YouTube post. Like if you had to post anything as a YouTuber, I would come up with that message and I'll post it. If it lands there. Plus one shirt, I'll put on another shirt. Ice bucket, I'll just pour ice water on myself. Freestyle, water splash, and 200 push-ups. The 200 push-ups one, I am not excited for. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm not excited for the 200 push-up one. But yeah, those are all the donation incentives and everything. It's also very, very, very good happy thing if y'all post this on your socials, post this online, all that, because I will be 24/7 on this stream and I can't really advertise this like that, so I'm relying on the chat. Right now. I have a dream, chat. Okay, I 200. Yeah, 200 away. Right now the chuffed page is at $873, so we're $200 away from spinning the wheel. Every 1K, we're gonna spin that wheel. Let me move that a little bit so it's not interfering with the chat. Yeah, every 100, we're gonna spin that wheel. But at this point, the first guess is waiting. So let's see what's going on with that first guess. Let's see what's going on with our first guess. Hey, Kat. I think you're muted, Kat.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Okay,
Sorry.
let me move this a bit so they could see you. Okay. This is our first guest, Kat. They're actually the organizer of this whole thing. I'm just here kind of helping donate funds and everything. And got a couple questions you got to go over and everything. An audience, please feel free to throw in your own questions. Whatever you're thinking about. Yeah. How are you doing today, Kat?
I'm doing really good. Just on my lunch hour, just coming to talk to y'all. 7th gen.
Specifically with 7th gen, Carnival said hi, by the way. Carnival said hi. Hi, Carnival.
Hi, Carnival.
But so I want to talk about the 7th gen project at first and how it got put together. To that degree, I kind of came in on one of the meetings and stopped by and just integrated, thankfully, because you were willfully accepted me and everything. But could we talk a little bit about how 7th gen itself is set up and organized?
Yes. Did you want to talk about like how me and you met and like how we put this project together, or you want to talk about like what 7th gen is?
All of the above, but first of all, like how this project got put together and how 7th gen itself came into a concrete idea.
Well, it's honestly, it just comes out of like, yes, and seeing our people suffer and not feeling like you can do something about it. And it's something I've always wanted to do, was to organize a group that we can help the community and because like you see them out there and you're just like what am I going to do, like how am I going to fix this, I'm only one person. And you're always kind of looking for other groups to kind of organize, and you're like, oh, but they don't have ideals. And I just really felt the need that we needed something more. And I was like, if I could do something, what would my strength be? And that would be feeding people. That's like a love language of mine, and I love being able to feed them and show them that we care, and just being an ear and listening, honestly, is a huge thing for our people out there.
Mm-hmm. And it really shows. The last one I went to was amazing. It was my first one, but seeing everybody out and coming together was wild, because this is a collective of about like, what was it, 50 different people, right?
I'd say about 50 different people, like in the group chat, the people that we talk to on the regular organizing. I mean, we already have lots of helpers on our Instagram page. We can do a call out and people will come through and help and just direct message. So I want to say there's a lot more members of 7th Gen, because it really is just like a movement of care. And the people of Saskatoon together, and a lot of it's the queer community, a lot of it's marginalized community, a lot of it is people already in poverty that want to do what they can. So if it's helping make a massive or picking up something for the group, like we find something for everyone to do, which is really, I think, special, because not everyone can contribute financially. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, some people just have their emotional labor or physical labor that they can offer.
Mm-hmm. But it really works. How long has this collective been ongoing?
We've been going pretty heavily March. So every single Sunday since March, we've had our dinners, and it's always 100 plus, 200 plus people. It was pretty cold in March, but I imagine it's going to be colder this winter. So we will be prepared for our first full winter and just keep going out there, because they really rely on us. There's no one feeding people on the weekends. And if they are, it's like, I don't know. There's rumors that people feed like old hot dogs to the relatives because they think it's good enough. And it's our people deserve more. Those are our elders on the street, and we need to take care of them. That's what we believe in our Indigenous culture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it really shows in the care with the food. I don't know if the audience knows, but I said this before. The last meeting on Sunday was the first one I personally went to, and seeing all the meals being handed out and plates and everything was wild in and of itself, because we never really had anything like that in Edmonton with like the Sudanese community where we were in, where we were suffering through like a lot of these things, right? And like the aspect of like no one will save you but ourselves, right? No one's coming to save you. And the fact that you made that decision of like, oh, I'm gonna start this collective in community and make a really direct change. I think that bolstered a lot of people's hopes. Somebody in the audience said, it's been an exhausting few weeks, but this stream is giving me hope for real. And you're like, you're a big part of like the there's more of a focus online, I guess, or a verbiage to leftism that's coming to the forefront. That's kind of separate from just talking about politics. You know what I mean? And it's nice to see that in Saskatoon or in the prairies, where there's people that are taking like those first steps and those first initiatives. My second question though is, why do you feel like this collective is necessary?
It really gives people like a place to direct their rage, their grief, their hope, and their resource for something more tangible. It's not just about food, like it's about resistance. It's a new way about being in community with each other. Um, we're teaching skills like organizing, social connection, and care. Young people are gaining real world experiences that like build character and empathy and confidence, and like they're learning that every role matters in society, whether you cook, hand out socks, or you're just showing up. um, we really are building a better future together, and that work inspires more action. It gives people hope. It puts that control back into people's lives that they can be doing. I've already seen so many beautiful community efforts pop up this summer. People are waking up, they're showing up, and they're not waiting anymore for someone to make change. They're being the change. And we're really seeing that with how fast seventh gen is growing, and just really proud of that.
I am. You deserve a lot of claps for what you do, Kat. Why do you feel like this is a step in the right direction?
Because our people deserve better, like now, not later, not when some nonprofit or decides that we deserve attention, not like when our elders pass on, but while they're still living. Our elders should not be wondering where they sleep or if they'll eat that day. They carry stories and traditions that we can't afford to lose. This work gives them and all of us a chance to survive, heal, and like thrive in community.
Yeah, this collective in and of itself, it's like a cornerstone of change because I've seen a lot of people even in and around me. While I was like walking over, while I was on a walk, I saw my roommate, just like, you know that handball thing that like white boys play like on that trampoline. I saw them on that field
Oh
playing
yeah,
that.
at the park.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw them playing that handball thing, and one of the homies there, I just met like randomly. Their name was Liam, and then the 3 hours later at the food kitchen, I see him again, and I'm like, wait, you're here? Like you, and it's so weird, like the people that are coming to the forefront, you know, and the like you said, the amount of people you never really expect,
Oh, the
like
news guy.
yeah,
Yes.
you'd never
Yeah, that
expect.
was really cool. I'm going to be doing an interview with him soon for CBC
Mm-hmm.
about seventh gen. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was nice that he came. I think that's really important that when journalists come or people that want to um, help or like talk about what they helping, that they show up on the front lines.
It was really cool to see just like a random person who I never thought would be into organizing or anything just be so into this collective and handing out food with us and everything. So you making a space or a third space for this in and of itself is very transformational. I know it's not just you, and it's a collective. It's like 50 other people in the kitchen, in the food kitchen, doing all their
Totally.
separate little tasks. But you creating this third space, I want to say it's really big. Someone said it can be hard translating the hope for change into real action. So direction like this is really great. Yeah. My next
I know that
question.
I felt
Oh,
fear.
sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Oh, I was saying, specifically, with the funding, I just want to run through, the expenses and why we're raising 50K, specifically for 7th Gen Rising and why it's so, why it's needed. You said, I've talked with you, behind the scenes, and I have a idea of the funding and everything, specifically with with the
Mm.
expenses every food dinner. They rack up at around like $1,000 every dinner. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
about a
yeah.
thousand bucks, not more. We've really grown from like spending 300, and like honestly, I've probably spent since March $8,000 of my own money. But that's just how much I really want to invest in this idea, this dream. And thankfully, I do have a good job. I've been working real hard so that I can put as much money as I can into the community and like have a solid plan for it so that people expect like we have $1,000 worth of food coming out. Like that's I want to keep that momentum. It really makes when we can serve 300 people the amount of food and resources that we do, it's not just like a bologna sandwich and a juice box and a pair of socks. It's
Hmm.
like
Hmm. Yeah,
they're really feeling cared.
there's tents being given out. There's like menstrual supplies. There's so much different things y'all give out that that that's goes above and beyond the aspect of like a food kitchen, right?
Yeah,
Which is why I think we call ourselves a collective, right?
exactly, because honestly, that $1,000 comes from um, all of us mutual aid fundraising. That money comes in. That'll go for a lot of the groceries that I go pick up, or the other immediate team goes and picks up. And then there's other people that will get their group chat to come together and raise $500 for 57 tarps because they had $5 tarps at Dollarama. They're camo, and we like camo ones because it helps the relatives hide, but
Hmm.
so that they can be safe.
Hmm.
So it's just all those things, and it's just like other people coming in constantly making their desserts every single week, and like I know that costs $200. So I don't even know how much money these didn't cost when we all come together, but it really is a collective of people, and it's
Yeah.
from all walks of life. It's not just Indigenous people. It's children of immigrants. It's queer people. It's come here. It's people that just care, people that want to pay reparations, and they do care about reconciliation of Indigenous people, which means a lot, and it
Hmm.
shows.
Hmm. And for everybody coming into the chat, because we're like 20 minutes in, and some people are streaming in. Right now I'm talking to would you call yourself the head?
I go in a way of just like a home base of ideas. Um, I really pull inspiration from so many people in the mutual aid community, and this whole group is heavily inspired by a guy named Tuck Gordon. He was called the Snack Guy, and I remember seeing like his ad in the newspaper in like 2011 or something, and they were just talking about how he took care of his people,
Mm.
and yeah.
Mm. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Kat? Some hearts in the chat for Kat, because Kat's really humble. I would they organize a lot of these meetings. They organize a lot of the jobs like people do, the side jobs and everything. Kat just gave me like this job because this is what I can do like with my platform and everything. So for everyone saying like for Cardamom saying we love you, Turp. At the end of the day, y'all have to know like what this wouldn't be a thing, or I wouldn't have found even community without Kat present. And now I want to talk about how we met and everything. Uh, so how
Mhm.
so basically I was running around trying to find an organization or some means of coalition amongst the people of the prairies. But that's very hard. I was going to protests. I was talking to people, and Isaiah and I, who's like a friend of mine, found 7th Gen, and we signed up for whatever reason. And I showed up hoping that I could do something like this. And Kat immediately was like, "Yes, I'm on board. You could do it," and all that. But it extends to that with the first meeting and how 7th Gen has kind of changed. Could you put a voice to that?
Um, Sorry, I just got confused by your question. I was just enjoying listening about how like we met, and um I could talk about how we made this project come together. Is that what you
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's stick with the because those were kind
uh
of two questions in one. So we'll start with the first one. Yeah.
okay. Well, like we met online and
Hmm.
we shared an interest in supporting 7th Gen and like amplifying grassroots mutual aid efforts. Um And I really think just like Creator brought me to you and knew that I needed help making this group what I can and make as much reach and um, what's the word I'm looking for? We just want to make change. And you really helped me put that into action. And so I immediately just trusted the vision of what you told me of what you wanted to do. And I was like, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you've been supportive ever since. Like whatever idea, we work together really well. And it's good community work that I think me and you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My thank you so much too. That flustered me a little bit, but the second question I was gonna ask was like putting everything together is as an organizer is really tough in and of itself. You know, there's so much political nihilism, specifically with politicians who don't really do much. There's political nihilism even within communities because I know like a lot of the Sudanese community is neglected in Edmonton, and there's kind of a nihilism towards community building to that regard because we're like, oh, there'll be no funding, there'll be no people vying for a change because of like aspects of racism that are just ingrained in the West and things like that. What's it like taking all of that nihilism and trying to foster a positive atmosphere, foster a collective?
I think with most things, you're going to see Indigenous people and you're going to see Black people on the front lines really risking it all, whether it's your safety, financially, security wise. So I don't want to say that we're used to it, but like I'm definitely built for some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm ready for it. Like I just wanted to do it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna figure out how to do it because, um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna create change.
Mm-hmm. And for the audience, y'all are allowed to ask questions too. This is kind of this is the way. This is the segment where you're ask as much questions as possible, and we'll fire them out and try to complete as much as possible. Do you like T said, hell yeah, Turb, loving this. Yeah, this is actually super dope because I've never actually on this channel I've never actually done something like this specifically with something so close to me or an organization so close to me. Like I've done certain things with like fundraisers for Palestine or Sudan or X and X, but never a direct collective that I could see the change in front of me happen with. So I was super excited to do this. In terms of community building, but my question to you is in terms of community building, what's it like to see a direct change in front of you with like aunties and uncles and these communal relatives? Because you don't just call them, we don't just call people like houseless people or homeless people, right? Like these are the uncles and aunties and communities around us, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That question just like gets me really emotional.
Mm.
Yeah. Sorry, can you say it again?
Oh, it's I'm sorry if it was a really hard question to ask. But
No.
I was I was saying like it extends to a direct change because you know you're very much fostering this direct change that we're all feeding into, you know what I mean? Like you in light of helping our uncles and aunties and disadvantaged people out there because I want to say to the chat, this is more so to the chat because me and you already know this, but this is more so to the chat, like these people aren't just like houseless people, you know what I mean? These people are the uncles and aunties of indigenous peoples in the prairies. They're direct histories and lineages of systematic oppression. They're people that we need to center and treat like they're like there are communal parents, like there are cousins, like there are, because I grew up calling like every Sudanese person my cousin, you know what I mean, and that fostered a means of
Yeah.
community. But you don't go outside and call every person without a house like cousin or all that, right? You kind of just like look the other way and walk away. So to put a flashlight on
Yeah.
this and to really emphasize that aspect of community, and seeing a direct change because of that, how has it
Yeah.
been?
It's extremely emotional. I cry like every singer. Because like those are my cousins. Those are my um, aunties and uncles. Like those are people's relatives that get in the system. They get racially profiled. They get attacked often. They get treated like criminals, and it's just really heartbreaking. They don't deserve that. Like they're indigenous and they're probably like the most disrespected people in the city. But if something went wrong and someone was like, they're gonna be the first ones to help you. They're gonna be the first ones to help you, and they're gonna come up to you and call you brother, and they're gonna call you sister, and they're gonna ask if you're okay. And I wouldn't put that on else in the community. Like not, just indigenous people love in a way that is very powerful. And so it's just emotional to see love that happens, even though they are so disadvantaged in the community.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice to just be a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Positive said, Indigenous people everywhere are the structural foundation of local art communities, at least around where I live. Yeah. When I moved to Saskatoon, and I told you earlier when I was looking around for community building opportunities and everything, no one could point me to material change like Indigenous people. Like my first friend Isaiah was not detrimental, but paramount to me discovering a lot of ways to even spur a change, but even help myself in the midst of things, like applying to certain places and stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do feel like that means of community in and of itself is purposefully even splintered amongst marginalized people, because we had to have more of a coalition. Like you said, when things are on the line, it's a lot of black people at the forefront. It's a lot of indigenous people at the forefront. Like when Justice for Matthios was happening, it was Harry and Yag organizing that in Edmonton, along with a bunch of black faces who hopped in and decided to help in their own like ways with fundraising, with publicity, with direct action, just marching if they couldn't have any money. You know what I mean? And I see that same sense of communal solidarity here, which is amazing. And I want to say, this is like a little seed that's like blossoming. It's nice to see. It's nice to see it happen so early, because for everyone in the chat that's like tuning in, we're at like 40 people now. But for everyone in the chat tuning in, this stream is the emphasis and focal point or cornerstone of community that I want to highlight specifically in Saskatchewan, in and around myself. This is 7th Gen Rising, which is a collective that feeds people on the grounds. You might have seen us on Instagram. There's been a lot of YouTube community posts about it, live posts about it. I mean, shorts posts about it. I know y'all seen those. So yeah, it's nice to see everybody flooding in. Somebody said, how did y'all get connected to 7th Gen Rising? You're actually talking to the owner right now. You're looking at the owner. Well, not owner, not I don't want to. I'm sorry for putting all that on you, but the one of the lead organizers that gives everyone roles, sets up the food kitchens, has a direct history with the whole process of all this. So questions are very much welcomed if you do have questions. Someone said, I'm really curious about the process of task delegation in your collective. How do you decide who does what? And what tasks would you say fulfill you the most?
So we have a group chat. We use, online app sources for talking to each other. I can kind of just be like, who wants to take on the potato salad? Who has capacity to make desserts this week? We want to make sure that like our volunteers aren't burning out or that they feel like they're not appreciated because everything they do is so appreciated. So we just kind of do a call out, see what people want to do. I always make the chili every week. It's kind of like my specialty. Before, when I wasn't good at delegating, like 4 or 5 things, and it would take me from like 9 in the morning till like the very last second of like 5:30. It would be like Top Chef option. But yeah, learning to delegate and wanting to be a good leader and wanting to be a good um, ancestor. Just trying to learn as we go. And what was the other question?
Someone said, what tasks fulfill you the most?
Well, I love cooking. I love cooking. That's my love language. I'm gonna put all my love into the food. We're gonna put extra butter into the food. Um, and just seeing their happy faces. I love at the dinner the when we put the music on, the powwow music. You see people get excited. You see that their their hearts light up with just when they hear the powwow music and the drum, and they see their friends and everyone's laughing and there's kids playing and usually playing with like chalk, and it's just me so happy because it just feels like you're having a barbecue in your auntie's backyard. And like it's always safe to go to auntie's house. It's always, that's someone that in our cultures is helps raise the family is the aunties. And so it's just really important that we have that kind of vibe.
Yeah, and that's kind of that's so cool because like even in Sudanese community it was like my mom taking care of our whole household. Like it was the aunties showing up and cooking all the samosas, all the sambusas, all the kisra, like everything. Like for every dinner they'd be in the kitchen like whipping. Like without the aunties and without the food there would be no communal meeting, you know what I mean? And it's really cool how you're kind of restoring this third space of love in the midst of organizing. And I want to say that's really awesome. Someone donated a $10. I just gotta say, if y'all want to donate, the link is in the pinned. And every $1,000 we're gonna spin the wheel for some incentives here. And there's a lot of different incentives, but we gotta keep going on this interview because there's been some more questions. Mystica said, "Sorry I haven't been commenting. I feel so blessed to be here live with you guys." Thank you for being here. Cardamon says,
Yeah,
"Is
thank
seventh gen?"
you.
Yeah, Cardamon said, "Is seventh gen Rising based in Saskatchewan?"
Yes, based in Saskatchewan, Treaty 6, in Saskatoon. It's where we are. We're in the hood. We are in Riversdale neighborhood. Have our dinners at Comfy, which is a Métis resource place. They have showers there now, which is really amazing. We've not we've asked for it for a long time, but I know the community is a long time, and they have 24-hour washrooms. They have a slush machine, which is really cool, so the relatives stay cool. It's basically just like a bunch of aunties that work at that place, and they allowed us to work out in the parking lot. So that's where we out. It's kind of it's where we work.
Someone said, "Is this a local operation? Do you guys have plans to do this nationwide?"
Uh,
That's a big question,
that's a big
honestly.
question.
That is a really big question. Yeah, that is a really big
I
question.
never know. Never say never. Um, I want to work with community for the rest of my life. I always have. I always will. That's how I was. Um, and I'm always going to be there for my people. I made that promise.
Oh, another person sent £50. Thank you so much for the £50. Oh my
I
god,
have a
I have a
dream.
dream. I have a dream. And thank you all so much for even chatting. If y'all can't donate everything, just know that sharing this live or sharing the page on your socials or going to 7th Gen and shouting it out or following it on Instagram also helps a ton because I'll be a part of this collective for the number of times being for as long as Kat wants me here. So for as long as I can be. And someone said, what are Kat's pronouns? They them,
I
right?
go by they then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am two spirit. In our culture, two spirit people have always been helpers and healers, and I really just align myself with that. I'm a queer person. Um, and I got a lot of love to give, and I have a lot of place. I have so many ideas, and I'm well supported in the community that it makes me feel like I can do anything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And it's really cool how like queer identity has an aspect of a role that plays instead of just like an identity, because in the West it's kind of been commodified in capitalism to just be an individual presentation mode of presentation, you know what I mean, which it definitely can be in the lens of gender dysphoria, but in community, queer identity in and of itself, like in Sudan, I know has a specific role with all of us. So it's really cool to hear how Two Spirit and that aspect of identity plays into the role of you feeding into all this. And we're almost at $1,000. We're $30 away, so thank you so much for everyone coming in. And now
Wow.
we're at 50 people. There's more and more and more eyes. I'll probably call you in again sometime like later while we have like way more people to do more of a to talk about this more, because not everyone's gonna go to the start of the live and like listen to all this again, you know what I mean. Someone
Yes.
said, I've always felt connected and interested in two spirit culture as a trans man. Someone said, much love from New Brunswick. My partner is Mi'kmaq and I'm Métis on my father's side. Aw. Someone said, sorry if I missed it, but how did you become a collective? Was it just people you already knew? You want to answer that one more
Well,
time?
I work, yeah, for sure. So, just, yeah, being well ingrained into the community, helping lots of different kinds of effort, Palestine, fighting fascism, just everything. So in the queer community is very strong here in Saskatoon. Catholic community, um, we're very well loved out here, and we stay pretty tight knit. We like to work together. We have lots of great garden initiatives. We have Prairie Harm Reduction is not funded by the government, but is funded by community and for community. And so we just have such a great community here, and so it really was easy to gather people that were like to create 7th Gen and just like believe in my vision, our vision, and so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the prairies, I know I said this earlier, but in the prairies, you don't see a lot of collectives like funded from a grassroots perspective in lens of community. So it's beautiful to see something like this come up and sprout and grow. And if y'all want to be a part of that, remember that like donating to the linked in the pin, but also sharing the initiative around, whether it's on Instagram, following on Instagram, on Blue Sky, and on whatever you have. Cor- Corrine Germain said, "Hi, new here. What exactly is 7th Gen?" Oh wow, we're getting a lot of new people coming in. I'm so sorry.
That's good. I'll just quickly say that like 7th Genus group, mutual aid collective, we're two spirit, we're trans, we're queer, we're indigenous, we're children of immigrants, we're settlers. We stand for Black and Indigenous liberation. Um, the settlers that do walk with us do certain responsibility, minimizing their presence on the front lines to protect our relatives' comfort and sovereignty. We don't just do like a Sunday meal. This is a practice of community healing, production, and hope. We gather up and we serve about 300 meals along with like clothing and winter gear, hygiene supplies, and a lot of the food is made by our community members. And um, yeah, we support sex workers, we uphold harm reduction, we reject the colonial systems that failed us, including the police, church institutions, state-based nonprofits, and we're building something rooted in accountability, care, and cultural safety.
Someone said what's happening in Gaza is picking up the conversation in I can't say that word. In indigeneity.
Indigenous. Oh,
Yeah, but in
indigenous.
yeah, they're saying how have conversations changed in the indigenous community? I'm guessing they're asking in relation to, I guess, settlement and how we could help people who are indigenous to lands. Whether they be people that are suffering in, like, my area in South Sudan. From extractive companies, or in Palestine, Palestinian people that are suffering from the extractive colony of Israel, or people in Canada that are suffering from the extractive enterprise of, Mark Carney's new idea of Canada with all the new bills, like, cutting through indigenous lands and creating more and more of a systemic, I guess you could say, a systemic failing for indigenous people in and of itself. How have these conversations changed?
Within the indigenous community,
Yeah.
I really feel like that indigenous people don't care, but we have so much going on within our own community of like constantly missing relatives, dealing with health issues of not having clean water and just trying to survive, that I don't see it as much as a conversation piece within the indigenous circle, not because we don't care, but just be everyone's so like grieving all the time, and like there's so much suffering that I feel like it could just kind of gets lost in all the grief that's happening. If that makes sense.
And I also want to say to the audience too that the conversation of colonial extraction is becoming more of a thing because of our current political climate, right? We see people in Palestine that have been oppressed for 100 years now being brutally killed and murdered, taken out of their land, right? But that same practice is replicated and has been replicated on indigenous people. That practice was actually, coined on indigenous people, with 44 million people across America dying because of Canada's extractive policies, because of the way they banned potlatches, because of the ways they broke up community, because of the ways they systematically placed indigenous people, on reserves and cut off water, cut off essential needs, and made it so much harder. It's directly like the conversations in Palestine, but the fact of the matter is these same means of extraction colonialism have been happening in a continuum, and they're still happening. So when Kat's saying there's so much grief around that, basically when you're looking at an indigenous person, they share more of a history with someone than Palestine than someone from Israel, like an extractive colony. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, us as settlers, we share more of history with people from Israel and people like that, right? That are coming to these lands and then buying property and buying and like endorsing or benefiting from a means of capitalism. So I also want to say that question in and of itself shouldn't really be wielded on indigenous communities who are just trying, a lot of indigenous communities who are just trying to find the next meal and everything. That's why collectives like these are being directly set up. And it's nice to see everyone come out though and realize that these same settler colonial projects are being instated even in their own lands, because Bill 8, I don't know if it's Bill C8, the one with the pipeline that's cutting across that's taking a bunch of Aboriginal sovereignty right now.
Mm-hmm.
That too is a direct conversation with Seventh Gen Rising and harm reduction and how we could help and everything. Someone said, "What are the biggest challenges Seventh Gen Rising currently faces?"
Honestly, financial. Financial. It's a lot of work trying to raise $1,500, $1,000 every single week. Of it, we get it done. Sometimes that's how we dip into my savings to make it happen. But I know that Creator will always take care of everything. That an Indian is never stuck, and we make it happen regardless of circumstances. So we figure it out. If we need it, we ask for it, and community comes through. And so I really just put a lot of faith into Creator that will be taken care of.
Yeah, shout out to Sage Smith for sending $25 right there. We're almost at 1,000. We're $20 away. Someone could top that off maybe. And also, if you can't donate, also sharing and commenting and being here and posting on your socials and following Seven Gen Rising on Instagram helps a lot. How much more time do we have, Kat? Because I know like you're doing this on your
So
break.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right. So
Yeah.
for people that want to ask questions, there's 10 more minutes to talk with the cuz Kat here is the not the head organizer, but probably the biggest organizer and one of the most important voices when it comes to setting everything up and organizing everything. Because 7gen itself is a collective of like 50 different members that work in kitchens or hand out food or do social media marketing or do graphics or do things like that. So this in and of itself stems from Kat, and we're all a part of it. So make sure to ask as much questions as possible because Kat is spending their break doing this instead of eating lunch or something. You know what I mean? And I want to say thank you so much for reserving a portion of your day to even come and hop on stream and put a voice to the movement.
Of course, I care so much about this investment that you put into Jen and amplifying this Indigenous voice so that we can get more financial stability for the group so that we can do more. I feel really confident that, when winter comes around, if there's, we'll be able to get relatives in shelter and save lives, honestly. And don't make me cry again.
I was super sorry, but if y'all want Kat to cry tears of joy, helping fill that donation bar to 50K, helping fill that donation bar because I'm guessing it's hard organizing this but with the aspect of community and everything, you can make it so much easier by giving funds and everything. Because Kat currently dips into a lot of their savings, and a lot of the community members here dips into a lot of their savings. But with the fund, like Kat said, maybe we could shelter people in the winter. You also talked about getting phones for people. I remember.
Yeah. I want to make sure that the women on the streets, like our trans siblings out there, feel safe. A lot of the women, we want to make sure that they have phones so that whatever they're doing, that they have access to resources, whatever they need.
Someone said, how often does 7gen Rising meet?
How do we talk every day, all day on the group chats.
Yeah.
We do a meeting. I would like to do a meeting once a month. We have lots of people, so do meetings when we can, and just try to organize it that way.
Someone said, how do you organize locally? Any tips?
Honestly, reach out to your mutual aid groups. Ask them what they're doing. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to your community. Like somebody somewhere is doing something, and you could either feed it or you can make your own.
Because like I know we always parrot this, but I have to say that nobody is coming to save you if you're a marginalized person. Capitalism directly profits off of your suffering. Sadly, as a marginalized person, right? As indigenous people, as black people, as Spanish people in the USA being deported for certain amount of means and everything. Like nobody's really coming to save you. So we have to help save ourselves in the ways that we can. We have to form coalition groups, even if they're not like in your immediate like surroundings. You know what I mean? In your immediate community. I'm sure you could find black groups, indigenous groups, doing things on the grounds, because 7gen in and of itself is a very new organization. But the idea of 7gen and food kitchens have been around since potlatches, right? Like have been around since like
Yeah.
the aspect of indigenous culture in and of itself. Cat is just breathing a new life into this in a way that y'all are seeing
I
now
know.
in the modern day. Mystica said it fills me with rage how poorly the government treats the people from Turtle Island. Thank you for persisting in these times. Thank you for speaking up and doing the best you can. Aw, someone and someone said from Turtle Island to Palestine, genocide is a crime. Yes, yes.
I just want to say quickly too that like everything that I've learned and everything that I've learned about mutual aid comes from Black editors, and how important Black women educating us is. We're so lucky that, and we need to pay them accordingly, because that's where everything comes from, is honestly Black women.
I know like Ismatu on Instagram actually was one of the people that gave me these ideas, who builds like rice farms in Senegal and everything. I was kind of looking at that and I was like, why am I not doing this with my platform? Why am I not helping local organizations with my platform? So it's nice. So for people to even be the trailblazers and take those first steps, there's so much scrutiny, but there's also so much ideation that comes out of that, and so much conversations that comes out of that. Because I'm not gonna lie, the online sphere, in a sense of normativity, sometimes revolves around whiteness in a way that's very stagnant, and a way that doesn't get a lot of things off the ground. A way that just revolves around discourse a lot of the time, discourse around groups, instead of centering certain groups, instead of centering the voices of these groups, right? Instead of centering like someone you're seeing right now, like Kat, who is starting a collective with indigenous people, feeding them on the grounds, right? We often tend to discourse and land acknowledgements, but we don't actually go to the groups. We don't actually like be like, oh, this is the way you can materially help. Right? Someone said, I have
Yeah.
little bits and pieces of information on organizing locally, despite search engines acting on the fritz and algorithms pushing down progressive politics. Yeah, yeah, you won't see a lot of this centered. Someone said, are there any socials for 7th Gen?
Yep. So we have Instagram. We're working on our Facebook. Um, yeah, check us out on Instagram. Check our stories often, the notifications, so that like if we have call outs, that you'll be able to see them right away, or just keep updated on what we're doing in the community.
Someone said, how would you describe centering? As in centering the right voices. Do you want to answer this, or
Sorry, what was that?
how would you describe centering? As in centering the right voices and conversations.
How would I describe that as I don't know. I've worked. I want to amplify Black and Indigenous voices on the forefront. People that are on the front lines of working with community. If you've worked with community for so many years, that's important, and we want to make sure that opinions is heard and listened to, because we all have valuable information that we can share.
And it's
Yeah, just have meeting, talking to everybody.
yeah. And I know I said this before, but it's very telling how matriarchs are always the lifeblood of community. And they're there cooking at the cookouts. They're there at the back in as the family backbones, being the emotional support systems between everything. There the aspect of, centering people and the right voices in times like this, I feel like also comes with material help and what we can do realistically, right? You guys had to think about, what can I do realistically? Maybe if I can't donate, maybe I can share. Maybe I can help with the food kitchen. Maybe I can push this off the grounds to people who can donate. Put more eyes on this. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the richest,
Exactly.
but my platform can help bring a lot of money to a cause like this. So like, I'm like, hey, maybe I could do something like this. You know what I mean? To the audience regards, a verb I would tell y'all to think about is action, right? Think about what I can do realistically. Like I said earlier, if you can't donate, share. Join the 7th Gen Collective on Instagram. Follow along. Share the post. Donate when you can. Do things like that. And there's only
Yes.
1 minute left. So is there anything else you want to get off before you hop off?
Me? I don't think so. We can definitely talk more later. I probably have more time after 10 p.m. if you're interested.
After 10 p.m., yes, I will still be on. Chat, this is a 24/7 hour stream, so we will be here. Damn, 7 days,
Okay.
24/7. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
I can definitely come up a few times. So that's the next time I'm available today.
okay. So I'll catch
Okay.
you. Yeah, I'll catch you then. Can we get some hearts for Kat? Hearts for Kat in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, for talking with me. It's been a
Mhm.
blessing. And for everyone that wants to donate, the donation is in the pin to the Chuffed page. We're so close to $1,000. We've had people donate $100 already, which is wild.
Should I cry again so that?
An anonymous just sent $40 5 minutes ago, and then CJ Knight sent $25. So we're over the $1,000 mark. Hey, we're over the $1,000 mark. Thank you so much. Everyone is telling you have a lovely rest of your day. Everyone, wow, there's like eight. The hearts are flooding. Someone said appreciate your times and words. Yeah, the hearts are flooding right now. Wow, we just hit 100 messages because people sent so much hearts. Wow, that's
Yay.
yeah. Okay. We'll catch, but Kat will
Okay,
be
we'll
back
talk
at.
later. Yeah.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, we're gonna go back to the home base stream because we hit 1,000, so I had to do a spin the wheel challenge. I should do a spin the wheel. These are the incentives, by the way. I just want to go with them through you. When we get to 10K, I will shave one of my eyebrows. I will shave one of my eyebrows on stream. If we get to 20K, we'll do a sleeping stream. While the 24/7 hours is going on, I'll have myself sleeping there. If we get to 20K, if we get to 30K, I'm gonna re-dye my hair any color the chat wants. We're gonna do a chat poll, and we're gonna color my hair any color the chat wants. 40K stream, we'll do a karaoke stream with the people, whoever's in the chat at the time the karaoke happens. We will be doing the karaoke. Someone said the left eyebrow. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I have a dream.
Because on Noah's stream, I shaved one of my eyebrows, specifically because someone donated $2,000 for Palestine, and I just got it back. So if I gotta shave it again, oh my god, oh my god. It's nice to see you, Julian Steve. Taika said one eyebrow. I'll shave them both. I'll shave them both. I will shave them
I
both.
have a dream.
I'll shave them both. And then if we get to 50K, it's just a stream with me in my bra till we go any further than that. But right now we're gonna do a spin the wheel. Right now the Chuck page, like I said, you can see it there. It's at 1,000. Stella Stevens just donated $5. Someone just donated $50 in anonymous. Wow, we're at 1,100. 13. Okay, so we gotta do this spin. There's a 200 push-ups option. Water splash, freestyle, ice back bucket, chat makes a YouTube post, shave my eyebrow. I'll do shave a little bit of my eyebrow because that's too much for I don't know. And then another one is one shirt, and the other one's a chat poll. So y'all decide what I do. I'm gonna spin this. I'm gonna spin this right now. We're gonna see what we get. I hope we don't get one real bad. Okay, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. It's just one shirt. One extra shirt. Let me throw another thing in there. Plus one shirt. Okay, let me go get another shirt to throw it on. God damn. Is this overhead okay? Is it okay if I just use this overhead? This thing? I'm gonna just throw this on. It's gonna get very stuffy. Someone said eyebrow slit. I might. We were actually so close to doing something. If the day when we get that ice bucket one, wow, that one's gonna be sad. That one's gonna be sad. Another spin? Well, we gotta get to another 1,000. Every 1,000, I'll do a spin the wheel. We're $900 away from the next 1,000. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna put this on. Someone said it's too hot to wear two shirts in the prairies. Well, that's what we're doing. We're blasting the AC and we're wearing two shirts. And if we gotta put on more shirts, we gotta put on more shirts. We're doing this for liberation, guys. We're doing this for liberation.
I have a dream.
Someone said I'm gonna have a bath. Be right back, chat. I'll see you in a little bit, Piggy. I'll see you in a little bit, Piggy. Oh my God. Okay, so that's two shirts. Two shirts McGee now. I'm two shirts McGee. Holy. I have a dream. Nice to see you, Sammy. You missed a little bit, actually. We had a chat with the organizer, our first guest. We got to 1,000 though. Thank you to everyone who's pushed us to 1,000 already, which is wild. I didn't know we were gonna get there this quickly, but we did get here. It's nice to see you, A-Tree. It's nice to see people. I'm gonna be on this Minecraft stream until the next scheduled person comes. And the next scheduled person is gonna be here around. Let's check the spreadsheet. Let's check the spreadsheet right now. Yes, the next person will be Bridget, and then Lil Bill and Lost Futures. Bridget, Lil Bill, and Lost Futures. They're all gonna be on. But if any YouTubers are in the chat and want to hop on, y'all are feel free to hop on too. Feel free to request for the Discord. I'll send you the Discord through Instagram or something, and we'll have a little bit of a back and forth. We'll get you in the chat and everything. But just know every 1K we're gonna spin this wheel. The donation link is in my pinned and nowhere else. So if you're donating to somewhere that's not my pinned, that is not the place that you're donating, right? And we're higher than 873 right now. We're at 1,000 something. Someone said two shirts doesn't do it for me after seeing Eat a Thing wear 100 different shirts. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. There's more tough stuff though. There's the ice bucket challenge. If we get one of those, wow. If I had to do an ice bucket challenge, wow. I haven't done an ice bucket challenge since elementary. I have a dream. Someone said I watched one of Lost Futures videos. I liked it a lot. Good amount of friction between spinning those wheel. Some of those options are kind of extreme. Yeah, a lot of the spin the wheel options are extreme, so I'm a little scared. Not gonna lie. Between putting on a shirt and then having to douse myself with ice cold water and having to shave off my eyebrow, there's a lot of things in there. But just know if the donation link is in my pinned, if y'all can't donate, being here and chilling or just sharing it around, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. I just want to say it helps a lot. So we're gonna start this new world. We're gonna name this world. What do you want to name it, chat? What do you want to name this world? Whoever types in the first name I see in the chat, I'll name it. What do y'all want to see this world? Someone said, gotta say the other options do look intense. Sammy the Wizard said, the Ice Bucket Challenge era was like a fever dream. First Ice Bucket Challenge, then the Cinnamon Challenge, then the Tide Pod Challenge. Right? Right? Someone said Turbland. I guess we're going with Turbland. Turbular. Turb Kingdom. Okay, I'm gonna combine all these things. Turbular. Kingdom. Land. Bingland. Okay. That's as much words as I can get in there. That's as much words as I can get in there. As much words as I can get in there. I'm so sorry. But let's check the donations. Let's see if any have come in. There's Stella Stevens sent $5. Thank you so much. And Anonymous 7 minutes ago sent $50. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for helping fill it up and everything, because that goes a long way. That's what we're here for. Someone said you got spicy chip on the wheel. I'll put spicy chip on the wheel, but then you guys will have to give me like until tomorrow to do that spicy chip challenge, because then I'll have to go to 7-Eleven and get the spicy chip challenge chip. But I'll put it on the wheel. I'll put it on the wheel. I'll do it right now. Throwing it on the wheel. Spicy chip challenge. I know Noah almost died. Noah almost died when we did that. Yeah, sharing helps too. Chilling here for whatever. Someone said it might be good to update the number on the screen. I would have to keep doing animations for the update number, so I'm gonna be updating it like daily. So right now we're at 873. I'm gonna update it like tomorrow. Time to oop! Ow! Ow! Fall damage. Someone said y'all remember the Running Man challenge? Yeah, I remember the running. Wait. I loved the Running Man challenge. What do you mean? Y'all remember that Shooting Stars challenge that Katy Perry hopped on and made like really lame? Like, I still remember that. That was the first time I was like, damn, Katy Perry just made something really lame. That was after her Dark Horse era and everything. Oh my god. Memes have changed so surreally over time. Noah was in another dimension after that chip. Nah, for real. I am better with... I gotta say I'm a little bit better with spices, because like where I'm from, we just eat spices. Like we just eat it. Like we'll eat whole jalapenos, like in and of themselves. Like I've seen my dad just chuck down like 8 chili peppers. You know what I mean? Someone said, are you using OBS to stream right now? Yes, I'm using OBS to stream. Katy Perry did it. Maybe update the donation number every 1,000 surpassed. Let me update it organically, because I could just do that. A lot of people are asking me to update it, and I'm not one to not listen to the people. Let me update it right now. Updated number is 1,100 out of 50,000. Okay, we're gonna throw that on the screen. So that's the updated number. 1,138. I said 1,000. Let me double check it to see if I have the right number though. Has anybody donated? Oh, somebody, Alex Alex Free Palestine. Alex Free Palestine. Hell yeah, Alex. Just donated $20. Damn. And another anonymous $20. Wow. Wow. Y'all are going wild in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we're at 1,000. Oh god, I gotta update this already. I gotta update this already. Yeah, we're doing Minecraft till the next person hops on. Till the next person hops on the stream. So we're gonna be doing Minecraft for a little bit. Edit the transformation. Fuck. Properties. We're at 1,200. So we're 800 away from spinning it on the screen again. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Anonymous. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody here. God, it's a little party over here. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting to hit these numbers so quickly. So it's very, very heartwarming. Mirage said balls. Balls. We love that. We love I'm gonna build a little house of comfort, because the nighttime will come soon. I wasted so much time just like editing the numbers and everything. I am so sorry. I'm gonna die this first night. A creeper will blow me the fuck up. I also haven't played Minecraft in so long. I only really play Minecraft like when I'm streaming. Sage Mistress said free Palestine. Free Palestine till it's backwards, from the river to the sea, from Turtle Island to Turtle Island. From Turtle Island to that river, from the Nile River to Turtle Island, to free Sudan, free the Congo, free everything. I had a dream. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna build us a home though. We gonna get a real home going. Someone said put on chili oil on literally every meal where I'm from. Spice tolerance is insane. Yeah. Same over here in Sudan. We have like chili on everything. Everything is spicy. So I think I'll be good for the one chip challenge. I think I'll be good, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always overestimates themselves. Everybody always cocky when they up. Someone said, do you ever think about streaming on Twitch? We could ask some streamers that are close to rating out, to rate viewers in your direction. Multi-streaming is an option for that too. Right now I'm streaming on both of my channels, like the Turb 2 channel and the Turb 1 channel. So right now that Twitch thing, I might turn it on. Okay, everybody from my Turb 2 channel, can you go to my main channel on Turb? If y'all hop on my main channel on Turb, I could stream on my Twitch. I'm gonna stream on my Twitch right now. Loading on my Twitch right now. 24/7 stream for 7th Gen Rising. Let's call it that. Save that. Oh my god. It said an error occurred. Okay, I'm gonna hop off the second. So everybody on my Turb 2 channel, go to Turb 1, because I'm about to disable it right now. And there's 20 people here right now, and I don't want people on the second channel to be like, oh, it just cut. You know what I mean? I'm about to cut it right now. I'm so sorry. So we could pop it on a different so we could pop it on Twitch.